Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here today to talk about Thanksgiving family dynamics and Thanksgiving clapbacks. Because depending on your family dynamics, you might be hearing some solid Thanksgiving clapbacks this year. And who knows, you might be in the situation where you might need some of your own. So I'm planning on sharing some funny Thanksgiving clapbacks that I've found, and I'm sure Jared's got some good advice for us as well today, or some good stories to share. So looking forward to this episode today, and so without further ado, I'm joined by my good buddy Jared. What's going on, Jared?
I have no advice, and I never have advice for this. I'm not here to give advice to anyone. Hello, it is Thanksgiving season. I like Thanksgiving. It's a good low stress holiday. You know, Christmas, you have to get all the gifts. I hate it. I don't like it. It's a lot of pressure. Thanksgiving, you just show up and eat. That's easy. I'm not really a clapback kind of person. My family, we're not a clapback kind of person, but I assume Chad is. That's why he brought up the episode. I'm excited to hear all the clapbacks that him and his family throw back at each other at the dinner table. Fun fact, by the way, unrelated to everything I just said. I learned this recently, apparently. There's no English language. There's no word in the English language that rhymes with month. So, think about that forever.
With month, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sure Eminem could come up with something.
Wow. You really yeah. That was like the top comment on Twitter. Was
really?
Someone saying that. I was like, wow, Chad's really in tune to what the people are saying on Twitter.
That's right. Well, that's where this clapback idea actually came from, though, Jared, just because, it came from that, and I was talking to a couple of my coworkers last week about, just having some relatives come visit you on Thanksgiving who might have some differing views than you might, or might say some rather preposterous things. So yeah, that's kind of why I thought it'd be fun to talk about that today, because when we were having that conversation at work, it was pretty funny, like, just the...
Do you have any clapbacks for your family that you don't agree with politically? Don't lie, Chad. You're just going to sit there silently and not say anything. No clapbacks are going to be exchanged. You're just going to be like, in your head, doing an SMH, an internal SMH.
That'd be awkward. Just say SMH while you're shaking your head.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that. No one will know what you're saying, I guess, except for your nephews or whatever.
True. That's true. All the Gen Zers will probably get it. But, yeah, well, I think when we can talk more about this later, Jared, but I think the thing with a clapback, though, because you are right, I am certainly not the king of clapbacks by any means. But I think there's some different ways that you can kind of clap back at somebody, and not have it be incredibly nuclear to the point where you might completely destroy those familial relationships, unless that's what you're trying to do, But
sprinkle laxatives in their cranberry sauce. That's a good way to do it. That's a good clap back.
There you go. Oh man, that's funny. So I got kind of an interesting...
I'll be the judge of that, but please go ahead.
Well, that's true. Well, I think you know the drop I'm going to need for this one, Jared.
Go. Okay.
Chad story time. Alaska's first electric-powered school bus is performing well, even at 40 below. When I saw this article, I just had to share it with you, Jared, because, number one, I have some family out in Alaska, but number two... you and I talk about cars a lot, and I thought this would be kind of fun to talk about. Talk Transportation co-owner Gerald Blackard likes to joke that his electric-powered school bus is very reliable, even during a pandemic. It has not missed a single day of school, he said in a recent interview. Let's see here. He was able to demonstrate that it ran the routes every school day that classes were in session last year, including those when the temperature dropped to nearly 40 below. The bus is Alaska's first and so far only electric-powered school bus. It's in its second year of service for the school district. And with temperatures in the eastern interior forecast to drop overnight to 20 below or colder in the coming week, its ability to operate in the cold will again be tested. So yeah, I don't know. When I saw this, I just thought that was crazy. I don't know anything about, battery life in electric cars, but I'm assuming that, especially at 40 below, I'm sure it's difficult for any type of battery. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on that, Jared? Do you think we're going to see more electric school buses in the future, especially if this works out all the way in Alaska?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, something like a bus is an obvious electric thing because thing to go electric because it has a specified route that doesn't change until you know exactly how much range it needs, and it's usually not a lot anyway.
Right.
So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Sure.
Being able to operate an electric vehicle in cold temperatures it's not that it's difficult. It just need proper. I imagine
Equipment.
I imagine it's like liquid cooled and liquid heated. And so if it is, which it probably should be, then it's probably not that hard to run. It does drain the battery quicker, but it's a planned route, so you can plan for that.
Right.
It doesn't.
Sure.
So yeah,
Sure.
sure, of
And
course.
I mean, with the school bus, I imagine it's easier to charge, like in some ways, because like you said, it has the same route, kind of same schedule. It's not like, like someone's personal vehicle where they might like need to go somewhere and like, it could interrupt the charge or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. I had no idea they already had electric buses out.
I feel I'm sure they have electric. I think in Denver, Colorado, they do. I'm sure they have like electric city buses around. And
Well,
places.
that's true. I've definitely seen the city buses, and some of them I think even say like either they're hybrid or they're electric.
So why would a school bus be so shocking of an idea to you in comparison to like a city bus? They
I
kind of do
don't
the
know,
same
Jared.
thing.
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe. I guess I just don't picture school. I don't know. I have this weird image, I guess, in my brain of like if a school bus was electric, it like would be like a Tesla-ified school bus, which I know is completely irrational and ridiculous. But
yeah, each seat would have like a whoopee cushion function.
Exactly, Jared. Exactly.
It'll go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, that seems very necessary.
For sure. Without a doubt. Anyways, I thought that was cool. I think it's great that they're testing this out, and hopefully it will be a success, and we can see.
It will be a
we can see
success.
more of
This is proven technology. The fact that it works in Alaska is nice because that's an extreme temperature. But this is proven technology. It's just a matter of people investing in it. It's not like it can't be done.
That's fair. Holy crap! Yeah, Jared, this bus was $400,000.
Yeah, that's not how much they paid though.
Ooh. No, they pay. No, it's not.
How much? How much does a normal school bus cost?
That's a good question. Probably also. I don't know. Also around
probably not
$400,000,
but
200,000 maybe.
But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You have no idea. So how expensive is it really?
That's true.
How much does a normal? Well, if you're going to tell me how much it costs, we need to put it in context, or else you're just throwing out $90,000 to $290,000.
Okay. And then you see people out there getting schoolies, Jared, for like I've seen school buses on Facebook Marketplace for like $10,000, but I'm sure they need like repairs and all sorts of stuff.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm just putting that out there.
Okay. I didn't know what you wanted me to say there. You're
right. But yeah, that's cool though. I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be great if we can see more electric school buses. Yeah. So
you'll see more electric school buses in your lifetime, Chad. Don't worry.
Perfect. Well, I guess I need to just be more patient, Jared. Or should I be more impatient?
I think you should just pay closer attention, I think is what you should do.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Jared, I think you might know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for some untranslatables, which are idioms, proverbs, sayings, axioms that don't always translate on a one-to-one basis into English, and we are your tried and true untranslatable experts here to decipher them for you. So you want to get us started today, Jared?
Sure, dude. My first one is Croatian, and it's Tesla. Speaking of Tesla, this is Tesla, the Croatian electric car company. No, that's Rimac. Anyway, Tesla se brida rodio se mish. The hill shook, a mouse was born.
The hill shook, a mouse was born. Is it like making a mountain out of a molehill?
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what it is.
Nice.
Getting
So
overly
make-
worked up about something that isn't a big deal, which I guess is making a mountain out of a mole hill.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Mine for you today, Jared, are Turkish, and my first one for you is "Sen ne oyuksun," which means "What foot are you?"
What foot are you?
What foot are you, Jared?
What time is it?
No, not quite. Like, for example, Jared, say I invite you over to my Thanksgiving, and for some odd reason we decide that this year we're going to have a dry Thanksgiving. And I see you come in with the thermos, and I go, "Oh, what's in there, Jared?" And you go, "Oh, nothing, just some soup." I go, "Oh, can I have some soup?" And you're like, "No, this is just for me." And I might go, "Jared, what foot are you?"
It's like, what are you up to? What sort of
Yeah, very
shenanigans are you up
good.
to?
Exactly. What are you up to? Yeah, it's like it's a question that you would ask someone, like, when you think someone might be up to no good, when someone's you would ask someone this under suspicious, maybe even tense circumstances.
My parents gave me a flask for Christmas, and I so wanted to ask, what do you want me to do with it? What am I supposed to do with this? Is this for when you drag me to church? Can I sneak this in?
Exactly.
Anyway, my next untranslatable is Malay, and it's makan angin, and it means to eat wind. Eat wind.
Is that to get sick?
No.
No. Okay.
Hopefully you don't get sick, so you can eat wind uninterrupted. Uninterrupted.
Eat wind uninterrupted.
That's not part of the untranslatable. The
Well, right.
untranslatable is
Eat
eat
wind.
wind.
Yeah.
Don't add uninterrupted into it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Eat wind. Can you give me a clue, Jared?
To eat wind, you got to get outside. You got to.
Exercise.
No, you got to. Maybe you're gonna eat wind and new wind, different wind than you usually eat. You got to go far away to find some new wind to eat.
To travel?
Sure, go on vacation.
Oh, go on vacation. Oh, I like that. Okay, go on vacation. Nice. Okay. Eat wind, go on vacation. Nice.
Eat wind kind of sounds like get lost.
It does, doesn't it? Eat wind.
Eat wind. Yeah.
Yeah, you give your family some nasty clapbacks, Jared, and you might need to go eat some wind.
Eat wind.
All right, my last one for you today, Jared, is also Turkish, and it is, I believe it's pronounced kafe ushutu, which means...
Sounds like a restaurant.
Right? He or she has a cold in his or her head.
A cold in their head?
Yep.
Is that like is that like a way of saying someone has like mental issues of some sort?
And how would we say that, Jared? What word would we use?
That's what I would say. Seems like you have some
mental issues
of some sort. Are you in therapy? Would be my
That's
next
a very
question.
kind way to say, are you crazy? But yes, that's what that means, Jared. Absolutely.
We don't say that anymore, That's
Are
very
you crazy?
That's very 2020 and before. No one's you don't say crazy anymore,
So what do you say instead, Jared? What's a good placeholder
crazy.
for 2021?
Not crazy.
Not crazy?
It's not my job to build your lexicon for you, Chad. You're welcome to say crazy if you want. Just know I try not to.
Well, I appreciate
And
that.
now I judge you for your ableism.
Well, does craziness come from? Does that make me an ableist? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Learning
Ableist.
something new.
You're ableist. You're ableizing, Chad.
Okay.
What's
Interesting.
next? You're gonna start calling me the N-word just for fun, huh?
Oh, geez. Oh, dear Lord. Well, Jared, should we talk about family dynamics and Thanksgiving clapbacks?
Sure.
So I think
You see,
I
I can already tell you can't handle a clapback, even the slightest comment from me, and you're like, "Oh, jeez." You would break under any sort of clapbackable situation. Oh, jeez.
Well, I hope you.
That's going to be one of the worst clapbacks. Oh, jeez. And then the nervous laughter.
Right.
Yeah, you can't handle a clapback, Chad.
Well, it's a good thing, I guess, we're doing an episode about it so I can learn more about clapbacks, Jared.
Yeah. You're going to learn, but it's
sure.
not going to help. It's not going to help.
You don't think so?
Oh, jeez.
Well, Jared, I'm going to have to come at you with some clapbacks then, I guess, at some point.
Yes, please do.
Well,
I welcome it.
I think a lot of things with clapbacks, Jared, are related to a lot of the ones that I was seeing on Twitter. It seemed like it was a lot of older people kind of talking down to some of the younger people in the family. And then, like, the funny... What?
Do you ever get that? Do you ever get that dynamic, the talking down to of the up from the older people?
Oh, for sure. I actually did have some, like, not my grandparents, but my great uncle and great aunt. Occasionally, they would say all sorts of stuff. Like, I guarantee you, if my great aunt was still alive today, Jared, if she was eating Thanksgiving dinner with us, she'd probably be like, "Yeah, why aren't you married?" You know, and if I want to go full nuclear on her, I could be like, "Why didn't you have any kids?" You know, but that's probably like a little too far.
Why is that too far?
Is that not too far?
Why is
I don't know.
Why is that too far? How is that
she,
much different than her asking you, "Why are you married?"
That's I don't know.
See, this is why you're not built for this.
I guess not. I guess not.
The lowest level of clapbacks is too far.
Right.
Oh yeah, well, your breath smells bad. No, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't get I don't get like the old people talking down to me a lot of my family, but a lot of the old people talk about the younger people not
within
like,
earshot,
right in front of their faces as if they're not right there. That happens all the time. Where it's like he blah 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 or that I can't believe, and I'm like I'm
singing over here
right here. Yeah, and that happens a lot where it's just like they just talk about you like you're not right there. That's sort of annoying. But I think as I get older, you know, people start to care about you less, so it's being passed on to like my cousin's kids now, and people don't even notice me anymore.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm in the perfect stage right now where no one notices me.
So the question is though, Jared, do you participate in that you know, eavesdroppable gossip?
No. No. No, I don't.
I don't blame you. Yeah, that is kind of funny though, right? Like, because I've seen that too when I've been either with family or even at like friends' houses where they've had like, you know, more people over, where you have like you know, yeah, definitely some of the older folks kind of talking about the young ones when they're right nearby. That's always kind of it's funny though too, because I've seen, I think it was probably TikTok where I was watching it on Instagram, and it was like when my older brother does anything and like the grandma's just sitting at the table watching him, and I think he literally like made a layup, like something that's not anything extraordinary. And then you can like see the camera pan to grandma, and she's like, "Isn't he fantastic?"
Yeah.
You know, so it's, you know.
They mean well, but it is annoying.
Right? Oh, for sure. For sure. Or like the funny one too, Jared, is when you're little and your older family members are like, "Oh, you're so cute. You're gonna have all the boys or all the girls, you know, liking you when you get older," like crap like that.
I don't think anyone ever said that to me, but I imagine people. I've heard people say that to other. I'm aware people do say that to people. I think my family's a little more realistic. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm sure you have share some of these clapbacks, Chad. Let's hear.
So another,
we got one already. Oh geez, that was one.
Yep. Oh geez is a great one. A funny one that I saw was somebody posted on Twitter, and their uncle was like, "Yeah, what happened to your little boyfriend?" And then the you know, niece, I guess, said to the uncle, "What's happening to your hairline?" I feel like that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good clapback.
That's a good one. Men are very self-conscious about their hairline. I
Yeah.
feel like someone that's voluntarily bald, I need to remind people that it's voluntary sometimes.
Oh, yep.
Even without hair, I'm still very protective of my hairline. Like, listen, I could have hair if I wanted to, just so you all know.
It's voluntary, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just that cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So maybe I'll have to have that. Secondary clapback prepared for this Thanksgiving. Oh, it's voluntary. That'll be mine.
Exactly. Yeah, another aspect of I think things that lead to the clapback, obviously, Jared, are like sore subjects such as relationships, kids. I saw one clapback on Twitter that was like it was like somebody, I'm assuming it was on I think the person's avatar was black, and they said their auntie had said something about what was it? It was like, yeah, how's why can't you hold down a job? And she was like, why can't you hold down any of your baby daddies or like something like that? And I was just like, oh no. I could see that like making the dinner conversation real quiet and real awkward.
Well, that's the thing. This is all Twitter shit. No one's saying this. No one is saying this. There's the vast majority of people are not actually saying this. This is all just for Twitter, like most things. So it's like, yeah, that in a sitcom or some sort of movie about Thanksgiving with a rough family, they would say that, and then everyone would go silent, and then the mother-in-law would dive over the table and start fighting your wife or whatever. But no one actually says these things. No one says these things.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think it's because it would obviously kill the conversation, right? Unless they have a good sense of humor. I feel like I could see some of these clapbacks on like The Nutty Professor or something like that.
Yeah. That would be fun though if you did say something like that, like why can't you hold on your baby daddies? But then you have to like laugh after as if you're telling a joke.
Right.
Even and then when no one, honestly, I would laugh if someone if I was at a dinner and someone said that, I'm laughing for sure, definitely.
Right.
I'm definitely laughing at that.
I mean, some of these are hard not to laugh at. Let me give you another one, Jared. Aunt, why does your hair look like that? Me, why does your potato salad look like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like food could be another. Maybe that's a more realistic clapback thing. Kind of joking around with somebody about the food or something. Or is that too sensitive of a point as well? And that'll just
maybe for
kill
you, but I think
dinner.
everything is too sensitive for you, Chad. My family makes fun of each other for food all the time, but we're not sensitive. So we can handle a joke.
Do you think would your dad ever roast you on your wine choice? Maybe.
No, but he's not. No, I guess when I say my family, that's not that side of the family. He's not a roaster. I'm talking about my mom's side of the family, which is the majority of my family because she's got like 48 siblings. They're the roasty ones. Would my dad ever roast me on my wine choice? No, he would not roast. He would not. No, he's not a roaster.
Okay. Yeah.
His way of roasting is by ignoring you. I don't have time for this.
Right. Yeah, I think the other reason though why, Jared, I think I'm so terrible at like a clapback is I feel like to some level with a good clapback there is an air of pettiness. Am I right? Or am I wrong about this?
So you're patting yourself on the back and saying you're not petty.
Not usually, no. I try not to be petty.
Yeah. Sure, I mean, I guess so, because they're all sort of passive-aggressive insults, essentially,
right.
Which is sort of my favorite. That's my love language. So I love a good clapback.
I love that. That is hilarious. That's your love language.
That's I put that on my resume. I'm bilingual, and clapbacks and English, or those are my two languages. So yeah, right. You seem very afraid of hurting people's feelings too. Because you're saying everything to you seems like too offensive, so I feel like you're way too afraid of hurting someone's feelings, which is a fine quality to have. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Well,
you're not built for this
but
life.
you need to not have that to make good clapbacks. That's for sure.
or to make good jokes in general. You know, you
Right.
need to not
Oh,
have
for
that
sure.
fear.
Right. Here's a funny one, Jared. Stay off that phone. We about to say grace, and the person responds, "Me. Just as soon as you tell your wife to stay off your neighbor." Ooh,
Jeez. How would you even know that?
that's some tea right there. Yeah.
How would you even know that? I don't have anywhere. I don't have enough insights into anyone in my family to know what's going on at that level.
Right.
Thank God. I don't really need that information.
Yeah. Me too. Now that's a good point, Jared. Like
So
I
I don't
can't
need to know that.
imagine. Yeah, that's.
I would want to find out like a couple months later, like when my mom tells me or something.
Right, just fills you in on everything. So it's like,
But I don't
oh,
want to
yeah,
be
now-
at the
now it
freaking
makes
dinner
sense.
table
Right.
hearing about this in real time.
Right. Oh, here's another funny one, Jared, about food. This came straight out of the oven. Me. More like this came straight out of the microwave. I feel like that would be if I had people over for Thanksgiving, that would probably be said because I'm a terrible cook.
Would you
And it's
actually
not-
have people over for Thanksgiving?
Probably not because I'm a terrible cook.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. You say that. It's easy to solve, you know.
Right. That's true. That is true.
When you go on like
let's
dates
see.
and stuff, do you tell people that you're a terrible cook?
I mean, I have before, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Got to be upfront and honest, Jared. That's key.
That's true. That's true.
That's key. This one would be a rough one, Jared. Aunt, why can't you find a good man? Me, why can't you find a good wig? That would be bad. That would be really bad.
Yeah, I feel like I would definitely have some sort of response to that. That would be not passive aggressive, but that would be sarcastic for sure. I've done something like that before. I can't think of it right now, but I've definitely been asked about like why I'm not in a relationship, and like sometimes it's I'm trying to think of what I did. I can't remember, but I'll give people sarcastic answers for sure. I'm like, why are you asking me this dumb question? I won't say
Right.
that, but that'll be my.
I feel like I've probably heard you say that before.
I've said
'Cause
that
I've asked you
before,
some
but
dumb
not
questions,
to a family member that's
Right.
like it's older than me. You know, my family's from the South. You know, and I'm black. We respect our elders. So I wouldn't say that. I don't know how your family is. I don't know if your nephews tell their parents to go fuck themselves or whatever. But
Thankfully not.
that
That would be
generally
terrible.
doesn't fly in my family.
Right.
But I would certainly have some sort of sarcastic response to something. But I can't even think of what it would be now.
Here you go, Jared. Here you go. So if one of your family members is like, hey, Jared, how's your love life? You can say to your uncle, me, like your hairline, non-existent.
Why do I have to bring his hairline into it?
Right.
That seems like an
don't know.
innocent question, to be honest with you.
Right. That's fair.
That's a little less presumption. That's a little less aggressive than like, why don't you have a boyfriend or whatever? Why don't you have a
Right.
girlfriend? That's
Right.
like, hey, how's you? That seems like a
That's
genuine
true.
question, and they just be like, and they're like, oh, okay, I was just trying to make conversation.
Right. Yeah. Going the full nuclear. Exactly. Exactly.
You're gonna bring my hairline into it? Yeah, no, I know. I'm going bald. It's a rough
Right.
time for me right now.
Exactly. Just starts crying at the Thanksgiving table.
I thought I was just trying to bond with my nephew. Okay,
Right. Oh man.
I'm sorry,
This
Uncle
one's-
Jeff.
This
But
one's
your hairline
this
is
one's
awful.
a good one.
Shave it all off.
As from a voluntary bald person, I think Jared approves of that
Yeah.
message,
Take it from me.
for sure.
I'm voluntarily bald. Did I mention that to you? Yeah, like 6 times.
Voluntarily. This is a good one, Jared. I like this one. Aunt, is that your second plate? Me, is that your second husband? Ooh.
See, these are too aggressive. Too aggressive. Now, maybe if it was the third or fourth plate. But the second
Okay.
plate is a completely fair question. Also, no, I'm kind of with it in the sense I don't like people asking about like people's food decisions. Like, why didn't you
Right.
get the blah blah blah? Oh, you should try the blah. Oh, you're not gonna. What? It's like, hey, like, leave me alone.
Right.
Now I'm gonna have to tell you to your face that your food is shit. Okay, leave me alone.
Yeah,
okay?
that's not the conversation I'm trying to have this Thanksgiving.
There's if it's not on my I see it's there. Okay, I didn't accidentally
Right.
miss it. Steven. No one in my family's named Steven.
It'd be like if you, it'd be like if you wore your fancy bomber jacket you bought in Berlin, and one
My
of your
fancy
family
jacket
members
from
was
H&M,
like,
you mean?
That's
For
right,
like €20.
You better believe it.
Okay.
And your family members are like, "Hey, Jared, like your jacket looks pretty funny." Then you could obviously be like, "Well, Steve, I see your cornbread looks awful funny too." No.
Man, you are so bad at this.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to bring you to my Thanksgiving just to watch you get roasted. That would be fun.
Oh geez, I can only imagine.
Oh geez.
Would I leave the table in tears, Jared?
Nah. But you'd be very self-conscious after.
Is
are my eyes too
usually
far
how you
apart?
feel? What?
I said that's how you'll feel. Mm-hmm. Is that usually how I feel? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
No, but I'm just like Bane. I'm born endless.
You were born in the darkness.
Yeah, exactly. Molded by it.
Okay, that's fair. You know what though? I think are some of the funniest. Like, and I have seen these in my family. I don't know if these would go as far as a clapback, but like, I do think it's funny when, like I was always kind of in the middle in my family, so I was like kind of the youngest. Now, as I'm getting older, they're all having kids, and so what? Like, I've seen my younger cousins like kind of say like, I don't know if I'd say like a clapback, but it'd be like for example, one time it wasn't Thanksgiving, but we were all eating together, and my uncle had said to my younger cousin something about like, you need more greens on your plate, and then they were basically like Grandpa, but the only greens we ever see are like your clothes, because he would always wear wacky green stuff. And so like it was funny, him telling these kids, hey, you need to eat your greens, and they're like, but Grandpa, you never have any greens on your plate. All you do is wear green. So when you have kids
there.
What?
So that's a good clapback.
So can you think of any other topics, Jared? So we've talked about food in terms of clapbacks. Obviously, family in terms of like, I guess if you're like not dating somebody, I feel like the, are you in a relationship, or questions like that are pretty common. Any other kind of, I think the key with a good setup for a clapback is obviously a touchy subject. What might be some other touchy subjects brought up in like a, Thanksgiving meal maybe?
Money.
Oh.
Maybe like not having a job or something like that, or having a shitty job or like a shitty car or something like that. I could see that. What else? Maybe did you say physical appearance, ugliness? Commenting on someone's ugliness. Did you mention that one?
I did not mention that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Tried and true.
There was one time at Christmas or Thanksgiving, one of those two, my cousin was sitting in one of those like inside, but one of those like outdoor, sort of shitty plastic chairs, like the standard white
Right.
chair, and it broke underneath him. He's sort of a portly fellow. And
That's a nice way to put it, Jared, a portly fellow.
my uncle, I guess, gave him a little clapback and said his punishment is that he has to run laps around the house. And I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, that's pretty funny right there.
So I guess that's sort of like a physical appearance clapback.
Right.
That one stuck with me for sure. I'm like, damn, that is a solid insult right there.
Oh, for sure. You could even say like, if somebody made a comment about your weight, like, why haven't you lost any weight? It's like, why do you, if that family member is still single, you could be like, why do you keep losing your boyfriend or girlfriend? Because I feel like a good clapback also needs like a counterpunch, right? Like,
yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
it's
I
like a
think-
comment like that.
I
But
think
yeah.
you're a little too like you got to be a little bit more nuanced with it, Like for example, one of my cousins, he's he used to be like in shape, and he's not anymore. He's like real dad body now. And he commented how it looked like I was putting on a few pounds like last Christmas or whatever, last time I saw him or whatever. And I'm like, and I was like, whatever helps you feel better about yourself, you're welcome to say that to me. And then I sort of poked his stomach. You have to be a little more subtle with it. You can't just be like, oh yeah, well, why is your relationship in shambles?
Right.
Oh yeah, your kids hate you.
Yeah, just go straight for the throat.
It's like, oh, okay. It was just, so I feel like the hard topic changes. They present as more like they don't present, I think, the way that you want it to. I think then the person that does the clapback just comes off looking like an asshole rather than looking like they've owned someone.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you, especially if you just escalated to that level. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's why I'm so terrible at these, Jared, because I don't even think I've ever really done like a subtle clapback before.
Just of any kind to anyone. You've just never responded to anyone's BS. You've just always taken it.
I'm not so sure about that.
I'm asking. That's what you said. It seems like you're very...
I mean, I haven't really gotten a ton of clapbacks thrown my way. So there hasn't been too much BS to really have to take.
But a clapback is a response. So the clapback
I haven't had
is the
many
response.
insults thrown my way then, I guess, in that regard.
So you would say that. You said you wouldn't say that, but you would say that then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I agree though, dude. Like,
you live a very good life.
Yeah, I'm very lucky, very thankful, Jared.
Everyone loves Chad.
Sure.
Nothing bad's happening around Chad.
I don't know about that, but yeah, Jared, I agree with you.
All positivity around Chad, all the time.
I also don't believe that, Jared. But anyways, you're right though that the physical appearance can be one. I remember I used to always get comments from my family about actually one year I did gain some weight, and this would have been a good time for a clapback. My uncle had mentioned something about me being like a little bit pudgy. I should have, if I would have been quicker on my feet, Jared. I was like probably 10 or 11. Should have had a clapback for him. But
I'm sure you had a great clapback. Oh, geez. You're 10. You got to cut yourself some slack, Chad.
That's fair.
Are you still holding on to that?
Still holding on to it,
20
Jared.
years later.
Keeps me to sleep at night. Sitting in bed, what should I have said?
Yeah. Oh, man. That's hilarious.
I'm not pudgy, you're pudgy.
Look who's talking, fatso. See, that would be the Chad clapback. Once again, going way too hard.
You're right. Yeah, just going ham in the paint for sure. Well, Jared, maybe it's a good thing I don't do clapbacks because clearly...
That's what happens, though. You've never really clapbacked anyone before. So now the one time that you do, it's just going to be like... It's going to be like in Fight Club when that guy beat up the other guy and he was just punching the shit out of his face for like 3 minutes. And it's like, hey, get off of him. Get off of him.
Right. Stop. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
And you're like just slinging off the strongest of insults while like pouring tears down your face. Oh, yeah, well, your mom's so ugly. Oh, yeah, well, why are you single and everyone hates you?
Exactly.
Like, wow, Chad.
You know, it's another that I think potential for clapback, Jared, is if you wear any kind of wild outfits on Thanksgiving, like if you're trying to make a statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could totally
do you ever try to make a clothing statement, Chad?
Oh, I don't. Of course not. Yeah. No.
Do you ever try to make any sort of statement of any sort? Any sort of, or you always just blend it in? You're just like, I'm just here just for the ride.
I'm here doing my thing, Jared. That's what I'm doing.
Never going to be the center of attention. Do you ever want to be the center of attention?
I don't know. Sometimes, I guess. It's not terrible. Can be, like if you're teaching a class, for example, for a minute there, you are the center of attention. But I prefer to be more of a facilitator than the center of attention.
You like to be
like we were talking about with FIFA. Master of puppets.
Yeah. You like to keep people on their toes and stuff, yeah.
You bet.
Am I one of your puppets? Do you feel like you have me in your grips, Chad?
No, Jared, you're my co-host. I'm not the host, and you're not my sidekick or assistant. You're my co-host.
Co-host / puppet, Jared.
I don't know if I would go that far, considering how
Chad's got his hand up my butt. He's controlling me
had to take it there,
like a little puppet.
Just had to take it there. This is why we're doing these podcasts remotely, Jared. Even though the people don't know it, gotta keep my distance from you so you can keep your autonomy.
Yeah,
for sure. There's another one though that I've definitely heard from family that just came to mind is use of technology and or a cell phone. And I'm starting to see that now with younger generation too.
That used to be my sister's nickname back in the day, from the same uncle that he's the clapback master, actually. The same uncle that told my cousin to run laps around the house for breaking the chair. He used to call my sister. This was early days when my sister had a Nokia brick. Nice. He used to call her Text as her, like that was her nickname. He's like, "Sup, Text?"
That's awesome.
Because this was like the early days of people having their heads buried into a phone as well, and so that was her nickname for a while. But now, everyone has their head buried into a phone, unless other than like my grandma or my grandparents and like my uncle that's like in his 70s. Everyone has their head buried into their phone,
right?
And so it's like it's not even that weird for kids to do it now, because it's like the adults are doing it too.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, really. Like it to some degree, it makes me sad. At least like if you. Like I was out to dinner a couple days ago and I saw a bunch of people just staring at their phones. Now, granted, they might have been looking at the menus because it was like a QR code thing.
Yeah,
but still, I would rather see people communicate.
Menus.
Right?
I mean, I guess I can understand why they do it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, more screen time, Jared. That's what that means.
Yeah,
I like that though. That like I feel like a funny nickname is maybe a good way to like, have some healthy fun with somebody instead of going 0 to 100 with like an incredibly nuclear clapback.
We have a lot of nicknames in my family too.
I wonder what yours is.
I don't really have one. People call me Jay, but I don't really have like a nickname. But like my cousin, his name is Harold, but people call him Skeeta. They call him that for his whole life, or Skeet. And
really?
I think it's because he used to pee he peed himself as a kid. I think that's why it is. I'm not sure. I mean, like he's in his 40s now, so
okay.
I think that's where that started from. If I recall, there's like a whole bunch of just random nicknames. Some of them I don't even know where they come from. Like I don't even know like why people call someone that. But yeah, we got all sorts of nicknames in my house as well. The text one for my sister lasted for a good couple of years.
That's a funny one. I like that one. I might have to start calling one of my nephews iPad, because it seems like whenever I'm over there, he's always on his iPad.
What sort of stuff do they do on their iPads?
They like Clash of Clans.
Oh, okay.
And they watch, I think they're on TikTok. They watch TikToks and stuff.
Yeah, that's
what
what
I do.
kids...
I feel so weird watching TikTok because it's like I feel too old for it.
Yeah. I never look at TikTok. I feel like I don't need to say what I was gonna say before. It's unnecessary. It's just some kids these days stuff. But yeah, that's all I got. I don't have any.
That's how you know we're getting old, Jared. That's another clapback though. Like I could totally actually. I think my nephews have probably. What did one of them say one time?
A good clapback.
He like grossly exaggerated my age.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's calling like someone like us. Or older, but so like a millennial,
okay,
like
boomer.
Yes. I think that equally works on Gen X, boomers, and millennials, especially Gen X and boomer, because Gen X will be like, "Oh, I'm Gen X. I'm not a boomer."
Right.
I hate boomers too. But then like millennials get all in their feelings, where it's like, "Well, I'm not old. So what are you talking about?"
Right. It's like we're starting to get old.
To your age.
Right.
So I definitely think that's and the Gen X kids, they love to do that. They hate millennials. Apparently, millennials are the most hated generation these days.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jared. Yeah.
And so the Gen X, like the kids, love to make fun of millennials.
We should do an episode on that. Why is it that millennials are so hated? Have we really?
Yeah.
Well, we did the generation wars, I guess. But I mean, I'm thinking more
Oh, you want
specifically
to do an
why
expose into the
millennials.
millennials? We'll have all the
Yeah.
hard-hitting facts and advice for everyone about why millennials are hated.
Right? Why? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but the age one's a funny one.
I
feel
think
like
we're hated just because we're now the most common age group, and it's just our. I think it's just our time. I think that's all it is. I don't think
Could
there's any,
be.
like everyone is going to be hated at some point. It's just our time because we're
It's our time.
most popular, and when we're sort of in the prime of our life right now.
So in 20 years, will it be Gen Z? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Those Gen Zers.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Or it'll be someone else. It'll be someone. Maybe it'll be Gen X. Who knows?
Right.
But everyone gets their moment. I feel like Gen
That
X
is
hasn't
true.
really gotten their moment yet to be shat on.
But also,
it's
they've
hard when
always been kind of the shadow generation.
it's hard.
kind of.
It's hard when you don't have like a name for it too, because
Right.
like millennial and boomers are a lot easier to identify just because
It's almost
there's
like
a
a
name.
brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Because
true.
I always get Gen X and Gen Y mixed up, or Gen X. No, excuse me, I just did it. Gen X and Gen Z mixed up.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. I'm wondering, did you ever get any talk about grades during Thanksgiving? Either good or bad.
Yeah, I'm a liar though, so I would just tell my family what they wanted to hear.
Okay.
And my parents probably wouldn't stop correct me because they're ashamed of me too. So yeah, I just tell them what they want to hear. So, but I mean, you never had that problem because you never got below a B in your life.
Right. Yeah, well, one year it was kind of funny. I got, when we were in college, actually, I had gotten a C in an English class, actually. And I was kind of complaining at Thanksgiving. And my great aunt said something about how she was basically like, how are you getting a C in a class where you already speak the language? And it was just like, I probably did just say G's and nervously laugh. Because, I mean, what do you say to that? Like, I have a well, the honest answer was I had a pretty shitty professor, and she wasn't always very clear on what her expectations were for assignments.
That's the healthy thing to do, is to blame someone else for your bad grades. That's
Exactly.
the first thing I always do when something goes wrong in my life.
Exactly.
It's always someone
much
else's
easier.
fault. Well, grandma or aunt, great aunt. What do you call her? You call her great aunt every time?
Call her Aunt Glad.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. It's my teacher's fault. Also, there's nothing more, at least in my experience, old people hate hearing younger people blame stuff
Or complain in
on
general.
other people.
Yeah. Back in my day, I had to walk 10 miles to school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
blaming never works with older people.
Right.
But
That's why you
OGs
got to have a good clackback ready, Jared.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say it's interesting. Maybe make some sort of reference to like being drunk all the time or something. So maybe it's like maybe showing up to class drunk every day wasn't the best idea after all. I thought I could at least get a B with that strategy. Something like that.
I like that. That's a creative answer. Yeah, or you could even
But
be
then
like,
you
I was
can't-
just trying to follow in your footsteps and, be mediocre in school.
Well, did she go to college? I'm gonna guess she didn't because she's old.
She didn't.
Well, there you go. Then
Oh,
you could
oh,
you could
yep.
be like, oh yeah, what did you get in your college English course?
That's what I thought. Yeah. Oh man.
See, but then you're automatically then it's no longer fun.
Right. You become the asshole. I mean, it's really hard to.
There are more fun clapbacks than that. If you turn, that's why you have to turn it on yourself and say make it something about being drunk all the time or something, or partying too much or something. Because once you turn it on her, now you're just
You
antagonizing.
get nasty.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's a fun way. That's what I tend to do. Is I'll turn it on myself. If someone, and that's like where I can avoid I can still be sarcastic, which is my natural inclination. Yet I'm not being mean to them. I'm just being mean to myself.
Right. So what do you say
Perfect.
then, Jared, when your family's like, so, you dating anybody in a relationship?
I wouldn't dare suscept anyone to having to date me.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'd probably go the opposite way, and I'd probably be like,
Blame,
well,
yeah,
well, I wasn't going to blame anybody. I would just say, well, right now I have so much love to give. I just can't give it to one woman. Something cheesy like that.
So tell your family you're just out banging all around is what you're saying?
I mean,
just free flowing,
similar
through the
meaning,
world.
different words. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we have different families, Chad.
Living that bachelor lifestyle.
I'm not
that's
telling
true.
my family that I'm out here knocking boots left and right with a new hoe every night. I did not mean to make that rhyme.
It did, though, Jared.
Oh, whoa.
It did.
What did I just do there? Knocking boots left and right with a new biddy every night.
I like the other one better. It had a little bit more flow to it.
Yeah, hoe is better. Is that what I said? Hoe?
Yeah, that's what
hoe
you
is
said. Yeah.
better. Biddy is too many syllables.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a lot of relationship conversations in Thanksgiving, especially from older family members.
Do you ask for advice from family members and stuff? Relationship advice? You tell them about your relationship struggles?
In rare situations, yeah, but
Yeah.
not especially not like Thanksgiving dinner. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my lady, we've been hitting a real rough patch, and
Everyone
want to get all your feedback.
Everyone in my family is getting the highest of high levels regarding my relationship status. It's either single or not. That's essentially it.
Right. End of conversation, end of discussion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been lucky enough, I guess, where, since I was basically 16, I've always had some type of job or work. So the job thing has never really came up before. Although when I was working at the pharmacy, Jared, once again, I mean, my great aunt, she was a lot of fun. She told a lot of jokes, had a great sense of humor. And it was really funny. One time she was like, yeah, just because you're working at a pharmacy doesn't mean you should start trying to do all sorts of different drugs. And I was 16 or 17 in high school. And, thankfully, we were all, it was the way she said it was obviously jokingly. And, we were all cracking up about it. But
You say, I'm glad I didn't need this job to start experimenting with drugs.
Oh, that's it. See, damn, Jared. I feel like I talk to you about job interviews too, and you always give better answers than I give. That was spot on.
You just need me in your ear. Well, what we'll do is I'll stick a radio into your head and put a big cowboy hat over the antenna that sticks out.
I was hoping you'd say the SpongeBob method. Definitely do the cowboy hat, radio in there. Sir, it sounds like someone's talking from your hat. Oh no, no, you're just hearing things.
It sounds like someone's talking from your feet because those dogs are barking.
Does that mean you have loud shoes? What does that mean?
Those dogs are barking means your feet smell bad.
Oh, really? I've never. There's a nice little bonus untranslatable. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, my dogs
are you serious?
barking.
Your dogs are barking?
You never heard that
I've
before?
never heard that before. No.
Yeah, dude, that's an untranslatable. My
that
dogs,
is hilarious.
I believe
I
it
love
is,
that.
are barking. No, I don't think I'm. Oh no, these
Doesn't
are actually,
matter
these
if
are
it's
all,
not real. It should be. Is it real?
Sorry, I'm getting actually real advice. Or it can mean your feet are sore. My dogs are barking.
Oh, my dogs are barking. Okay. I feel like that sounds kind of like an old person saying right there.
It is an old person thing.
My dogs are barking.
It's more like your feet are tired or sore, not smell
right.
bad.
Okay.
But I do love that untranslatable. My dogs
That's
are barking.
a good one. That's a good one. You know what, Jared? I think we should end it on that untranslatable today because that's a great spot to end on.
Mm-hmm.
Your dogs are barking. For sure. But yeah, anyways, we hope all of you out there have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving from us at the Untranslatable Podcast. Let us know if you have any good Thanksgiving clapbacks at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram and YouTube, Untranslatable Podcast. And also slide into our DMs on Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number one. And please, 5-star reviews on iTunes. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So, as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, Dziękujemy, muchas gracias, Cześć and do svidania.